everyone. In this particular video, I'm going to discuss a very important topic, which is active passive voice. Yes, so today we're going to discuss active passive voice. Active passive voice से आप questions expect कर सकते हो anywhere from, it could be one question to maximum there could be 5 questions from active passive voice. It's an important area, but it's also an area which students generally ignore because the kind of material that is available for active passive voice, अगर आप grammar books भी देखो तो it's very complicated. You know, there are a lot of unnecessary terms used, or there are a lot of complications in terms of rules, etc. So सोचते हैं कि ठीक है एक या दो questions के लिए हम क्यों करें, ठीक है, जैसे we'll just rely on our existing knowledge, but that's wrong. It's an important area, and even those 2 or 3 marks, so 2 or 3 questions can make a world of difference. Okay, so let's have a look at it. I'll explain this to you in a very simple manner. Let's start. Active passive voice. Okay, so guys, active passive voice mainly relies on the concept of verbs. So if your verbs and tenses is not done, you have not revised that area already, please do so. My important grammar rules part 2 video, which you will find in the same playlist, will have the rules for tenses, and that's very important. Okay, and a lot of areas, be it subject verb agreement, active passive voice, auxiliaries, modals, all of these actually are from the verbs and tenses chapter itself, which carries a heavy weightage. So you will have to go through that in detail. Okay, so let's come to active passive voice. Active passive voice basically deals with the concept of subject, verb and object. Okay, when it comes to active voice basically means it follows the standard written order of subject, verb and then object. First the subject or the performer of the action, then the verb or the action, and then the object. Okay, for example, Rohit wrote a story on the wall. So who's the subject here? The subject over here is Rohit. Action or the verb over here is wrote. And what did he write? He wrote a story. So this is the object. Where did he write it? Wall. Wall also becomes the object. यहाँ पे दो objects हैं, direct object and indirect object. कुछ sentences में एक ही object हो सकता है. For example, Sanya sang a song. So subject is Sanya, object is the song, and the verb is of course sang. Amit read a letter. The subject or the performer of the action who is reading is Amit. Read the letter, so read is the verb and the letter is the object. Okay, so this is basically active voice. ये जो sentences है, okay, the first set of sentences, they are in active voice. अब passive voice में क्या होता है? The same sentence without changing the meaning. Okay, we write it in a different form of passive voice, जहाँ पे the object comes first. So it's mainly like object, verb done by the subject. Okay, for example, a story, the object is coming first here. A song, the object comes first here. A story was written, was sung by Rohit, by Sanya, by Radha, by Amit. Okay, so the subject comes later and the object comes first. So this is the basic structure or the meaning of subject active passive voice में subject और object का placement का, subject verb and object के placement का. Now where does the difficulty come in? If इतना सा ही था तो वो तो कोई बच्चा भी कर सकता है ना, बस उल्टा लगाना है. अब दिक्कत कहाँ आती है, प्रॉब्लम स्टूडेंट्स को कहाँ आती है, वो है इस पार्ट में. वो वर्ब के फॉर्म के चेंज में आता है. लाइक शुड इट बी was written, is written, was being written, you know, what should be the form of the verb when we change the sentences from active passive voice. That's the whole game about. Okay, तो उसको simplify करने के लिए what I've done is I have basically given you this particular table. अगर आप ये table को अच्छे से go through कर लेंगे और समझ लेंगे, if you understand this, not memorize, you understand this, nothing can stop you from answering any active passive question correctly. Okay, so before that, what did I say? In active passive voice, when you're changing from active to passive or from passive to active, the subject and the object change their place. The verb changes its form. Pronouns also change the form. For example, if it was I read a novel, it will become a novel was read by me. ओके तो हमने सब्जेक्टिव केस ऑब्जेक्टिव केस प्रोनाउंस के डिस्कस किए हैं. सब्जेक्टिव केस से ऑब्जेक्टिव केस हो जाएगा व्हेन यू चेंज इट फ्रॉम एक्टिव टू पैसिव वॉइस, एंड एट द एंड बाय प्लस द subject. Okay, but this is a table which is of utmost importance. Okay, so I will help you understand this table. Then later, of course, this PDF will come over to you on the Telegram, on all the relevant Telegram channels. The link is in the description below. And then you can go through it again and you can try and, decode it yourself as well. Okay, so if you remember, we discussed 12 different types of tenses. Okay, for the purpose of active passive voice, we basically, we are not taking the, the present continue, like for example, okay, I'll tell you, listen, we basically take simple present, present continuous, present perfect continuous नहीं ले रहे हैं, simple past, past continuous, past perfect continuous नहीं ले रहे हैं, simple future, future continuous, future perfect continuous नहीं ले रहे हैं. Okay, so those 12 types here, for the purpose of understanding active passive voice, we're basically going to take the 9 important types of tenses. Now, यहाँ पे एक example के तौर पे the verb that has been taken is throw. You can take any verb. You can take write, throw, read, anything. Okay, so the word throw is written in its respective forms. Again, आपको form नहीं पता है तो important grammar rules 2 के video देखना आप. Simple present tense will be throw or throws. Present continuous will be am throwing, is throwing, are throwing. The past continuous will become was throwing, were throwing. Is का past tense was है, are का past tense were है. The future continuous will become will be throwing or shall be throwing. Simple present is throw or throws. Simple past is threw. Throw will become threw. Write will become wrote. Simple सी चीज है. Okay, walk will become walked and so on and so forth. And simple future, future will always take will or shall. So it will become will throw or shall throw. Okay, present perfect will be has or have, has thrown, have thrown. Past perfect क्या हो जाएगा? Had thrown. And future perfect will have thrown. Okay, so these are basically the tenses written in their forms. Okay, so simple present throw or throws, simple past threw, future, simple future will be will throw or shall throw. Present continuous am throwing, is throwing, are throwing. Past continuous was throwing, were throwing. And future will become will be throwing or shall be throwing. Similarly, has thrown, have thrown becomes had thrown or will have thrown. These are written in their forms. Now, अब अगर हम इनको passive voice में change करते हैं, right, the first change that will come in is the verb will be always written in the past participle or the fifth form. You will blindly write thrown, be it whichever tense. For example, if it was write, you will blindly write written. Okay, if it was speak, you will blindly write spoken. If it was walk, you will write walked. If it is sang, you will write sung. Okay, so it will be written in the past participle or the fifth form. Okay, now what are the other changes that come in? Now simple present hai, present, simple present hai, so it will become am thrown, is thrown or are thrown. Is, are, I for am, I am. So this will become simple present form in passive voice. अब अगर आप simple past की बात करें तो is क्या हो जाता है? Was, are क्या हो जाता है? Were. So was thrown, were thrown. Am throwing, is throwing, are throwing. What will this become? Okay, now because it's continuous, ing आना चाहिए. अब ing हम कैसे introduce करेंगे? Being. And because it's present continuous, what will you say? Am being thrown, is being thrown, or are being thrown. The past form will be was being thrown or were being thrown. Okay, and the perfect form was has thrown, have thrown. In the perfect form, in the continuous form, we added being. In the perfect form, you will just add been. So has been thrown, have been thrown. Simple सी चीज है. यहाँ पे हो जाएगा had been thrown. बस और क्या करना है? हो गया solve. यहाँ पे भी आ जाएगा will be thrown, shall be thrown. It's that simple. Okay, in the continuous form, you just have to add, यहाँ पे being लगा देना. Am being thrown, is being thrown, are being thrown. Was being thrown, were being thrown. Okay, यहाँ पे been लगा देना. Has been thrown, have been thrown. Perfect form में been लगा देना. So had been thrown. Over. Simple. Okay, बस future का थोड़ा सा आप देख लेना. will be thrown and shall be thrown, ये दोनों सेम है, यहाँ पे being thrown नहीं आएगा, being thrown नहीं आएगा, and will have been thrown. Okay, so this table is of utmost importance. Now can throw है, must throw है, shall throw है, shall be thrown, can be thrown, must be thrown, that will change accordingly. So we just have to add the be form. Okay, if it's continuous it will become being, if it's perfect it will become been. Okay, now if there are two objects in a sentence, आपका confusion हो सकता है कि which object to put first. You can put any object first, so there will be two possibilities. For example, the farmer gave the cow some hay and oats. So farmer is the subject here, cows object, hay and oats object. तो आपके इसके दो alternatives हो सकते हैं. You can put the cows first and form a sentence. You can also put the hay and oats and form a sentence. There are two possibilities. Okay, you can put the direct object first or you can put the indirect object first. टू सेंटेंसेस पॉसिबिलिटीज है, दोनों करेक्ट है. आप सोचोगे एग्जाम में दोनों आगे तो कौन सा चूज करना है, दो सही सेंटेंसेस आपको कभी नहीं देंगे एग्जाम में, एक ही सही सेंटेंस आएगा. ओके, सिंपल सी चीज है. नेक्स्ट वन, व्हाट अबाउट इंटरोगेटिव सेंटेंसेस और क्वेश्चंस. ओके, सो इफ द क्वेश्चन स्टार्ट्स विथ डू, डज और डिड. ओके, फॉर एग्जांपल, डज सीमा लाइक पेंटिंग, डिड सीमा लाइक पेंटिंग, डू यू लाइक पेंटिंग. ये चेंज हो जाएगा इन द रिस्पेक्टिव is, was, were के फॉर्म में. So does सीमा like painting, तो पेंटिंग पहले आएगा. is painting liked by सीमा. did सीमा like painting, अब did क्योंकि past tense है तो was painting liked by सीमा. does है तो is आ जाएगा, did है तो was आ जाएगा. next one, what if the question verbs are has, have, had, will, shall, can और may, that will remain unchanged. जो भी unchanged है वो बहुत सिंपल लगता है ना, कुछ करना ही नहीं है, मतलब वो हटेगा नहीं. So has he done his homework? Has his homework been done by him? Will Salma eat the mango? Will the mango, पहले mango आ जाएगा क्योंकि वो object है. Will the mango be eaten by Salma? Okay, so will not change its place, had will not change its place, have, has in terms of questions, they will not change their places. If the question words are when, why, where, how or what, they also, okay, in cases mein, they do not change their position. Okay, for example, what did the leader say? What was said by the leader? Par what वैसे ही रहेगा. Okay, they will also not change their position. But who changes to whom and whom changes to who? Because we discussed this, right? Who is subject, whom is object. For example, who spoke to you? You were spoken to by whom, or by whom were you spoken to? Okay, तो whom हो जाएगा, who हो जाएगा. Whenever active से passive या passive से active हम change करते हैं. What about imperative sentences? Imperative sentences are basically, you know, you're either making a request or an advice or a suggestion, or you're giving an order like close the door or please give me the bottle. तो यहाँ पे दो तीन possibilities होते हैं and I have put that in the list here. For example, if it's a request, please bring me some tea. So you can change it to, क्योंकि request है, you can say you are requested to bring me some tea. Do your work on time. This is an advice. You're advised to do your work on time. ये कैसे हो सकता है? अगर एक और देखो, respect elders in the family, आप बोल सकते हो you're advised to respect. वो भी बोल सकते हो, या तो आप बोल सकते हो elders in the family should be respected. If it was an order, you could have said must be respected. So there are different forms. It depends on the, it depends a lot on the options. That's it. Over. The rules are over. Basically, it's the table. That table is really crucial. So I will send across the table to you. आप लोग वो form एक बार जरूर देखना, ठीक है? And that will really help you out. Okay? And basically, if the table is sorted, the rest of the things are taken care of. ठीक है, चलिए इनको change करके देखते हैं. ये कुछ sentences हैं जो active में है. Let's put our knowledge into practice now. We have to change the sentences into passive voice. मैंने options नहीं दिए आपको क्योंकि अगर आप options आता है ना तो बहुत easily mark कर देते हैं. थोड़ा सा conceptual knowledge को strong करते हैं without options. Try करते हैं. Sue changed the flat tire. So if you're watching this recording, you can pause the recording here. You can try out the sentences. Then you can again play the recording and see my solutions for them. Okay. Sue changed the flat tire. तो पहले ऑब्जेक्ट आएगा. So what will you say? The flat tire. Okay, now changed, simple past hai, so it will become was changed by Sue. Okay, by, and then we put the subject. We are going to watch a movie tonight. Okay, you can start with tonight and put a comma if you want. You can put tonight at the last also if you want. Tonight, comma, I'm using it as a modifier here. Tonight, a movie. ठीक है, ऑब्जेक्ट पहले आएगा, ऑब्जेक्ट मूवी. नाउ वी आर गोइंग टू वॉच, ING है, कंटिन्यूअस है. सो टुनाइट अ मूवी इज गोइंग टू बी वॉच्ड by us. The pronoun we, from the subjective case, it will change to us, which is the objective case. You can also say a movie is going to be watched by us tonight. अब tonight को last में भी लगा सकते हैं. I ran the obstacle course in record time. Okay, the obstacle course was run by me in record time. The obstacle course was run by me in record time. Ran is simple past, so इसका passive form होगा was run. The crew paved the entire stretch of the highway. The entire stretch of the highway, again simple past में है, so the entire stretch of the highway was paved by the crew. Mom read the novel in one day. The novel was read by mom in one day. The critic wrote a scathing review. Scathing means bitter. A scathing review was, wrote का past participle form क्या है? Written. A scathing review was written by the critic. ठीक है, सब simple past में थे तो was written, was read. I will clean, ये अब simple future में है. I will clean the house every Saturday. The house will be cleaned by me every Saturday. The staff is required to watch a safety video every year. A safety video is required. Okay, to watch hai, that will change to is required to be watched. A safety video is required to be watched by the staff every year. She faxed her application for a new job. Her application for a new job was faxed by her. Okay, hopefully you've got the answers right जब आपने compare किया है. If not, if you have doubts, you can write it in the Telegram group, or you can also put it in the comment section. I will get back to you. Or you, when you attend the live sessions जो मेरे होते हैं Monday, Wednesdays and Fridays, अब वहाँ पे भी मुझसे doubt पूछ सकते हो, या over the weekends in our marathon. Okay, as and how it suits you. Tom painted the entire house. The entire house was painted by Tom. The entire house was painted by Tom. The corporation sales and service organization covers the country. Covers is simple present. So, the country is covered by the corporation sales and service organization. We enclose payment together with our order. Okay, the payment is enclosed together with the order by us. The customer should receive the delivery by Friday. The delivery, okay, should है, तो क्या बोलोगे आप? Should be received. The customer should receive the delivery by Friday. The delivery should be received by the customer by Friday. They may have notified him before the invoice arrived. Okay, he is the object, the main object here. He may have been notified by them. He may have been notified. FCS are only marketing their new dental equipment in Europe. Their new dental equipment is, क्योंकि marketing ING है, is being marketed. Okay, is being marketed by FCS only in Europe. We would reduce costs if we use less paper. Okay, the main subject over here, the main object over here is cost. What will be reduced? Costs. So costs would be reduced. Main खेल यही है कि आप verb सही लगाओ. कॉस्ट वुड बी रिड्यूस्ड। और ये तभी आप परफेक्ट कर पाओगे अगर आप वो टेबल को अच्छे से समझ लोगे, उस टेबल को आप अच्छे से याद कर लोगे। सो प्लीज मेक श्योर टू डाउनलोड दिस पीडीएफ, ओके, दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, राइट। अब पैसिव वॉइस में दिया है, इसको एक्टिव में कैसे करना है, दैट इज वेरी सिंपल। चलो देखते हैं। द कैप्टन ऑफ द इंडियन क्रिकेट टीम वॉज चीयर्ड बाय द क्राउड। अब हम लोग सब्जेक्ट से स्टार्ट करेंगे। सो द क्राउड चीयर्ड द कैप्टन ऑफ द इंडियन क्रिकेट टीम। बस हमको वो बी फॉर्म निकालना है, हमको बाय निकालना है, ऑब्जेक्ट सब्जेक्ट्स को चेंज करना है, बस। हिज पेंटिंग हैज बीन प्रेज्ड बाय द क्रिटिक्स। द क्रिटिक्स क्योंकि प्लूरल है, हैव प्रेज्ड। बस ये बीन फॉर्म हट जाएगा, हैज प्रेज्ड होता, पर क्रिटिक्स प्लूरल है इसीलिए हैव प्रेज्ड। द हॉर्स इज बीइंग परचेज्ड, आईएनजी है, सो द फार्मर इज परचेजिंग, आईएनजी आएगा। द फार्मर इज परचेजिंग द हॉर्स। द न्यू टैक्स रिफॉर्म्स विल बी इम्प्लीमेंटेड, फ्यूचर है, बस बी हट जाएगा। सो ना यहाँ पे आप सोचोगे सब्जेक्ट क्या है, सब्जेक्ट नहीं दिया तो कोई भी सुटेबल सब्जेक्ट ऐड हो सकता है। तो आप बोल सकते हो लेट्स से द गवर्नमेंट और दे जो भी है, द गवर्नमेंट विल इम्प्लीमेंट द न्यू टैक्स रिफॉर्म्स फ्रॉम जुलाई। फूड फ्रॉम रोड साइड वेंडर्स शुड नॉट बी ईटन, ये सलाह, लेट्स से वी शुड नॉट ईट फूड फ्रॉम रोड साइड वेंडर्स, वी शुड नॉट ईट फूड फ्रॉम रोड साइड वेंडर्स। बाय हुम है तो हु हो जाएगा, who has vandalized this building, has been vandalized है, बस been हटा दो, b फॉर्म हट जाएगा, who has vandalized this building। what was eaten by you for lunch, what did you eat for lunch, that's all, what did you eat for lunch। The entire district was destroyed by the cyclone. The cyclone destroyed the entire district. He will be given a ticket for overspeeding by the police officer. The police officer will give him a ticket. Will give him a ticket. बस वो B form हटाना है. The forest was going to be cut down for the new hydroelectric project. The department or they क्योंकि ING है, so they were okay, cutting down, आप going to cut down डाल सकते हैं, they were going to cut down the forest for the new hydroelectric project. Okay, simple. I hope this is clear, right? They will be welcomed by the reception committee. The reception committee will welcome them. The reception committee will welcome them. Where was the ferocious man eating tiger shot dead? Who is the subject here? We don't know, so you can add a subject here. Let's say you can say, where did he shoot the ferocious man eating tiger dead? Where did he shoot? Or she shoot, whatever. The man who saved the child from the burning house was being cheered. So the crowd of onlookers were cheering. ING है तो ING तो रहना ही चाहिए. Were cheering, बस being form हटा दो. The place where he lived had been converted into a hotel by the trustees. The trustees बस had converted the place where he lived into a hotel. The first fax machines were installed in 1958. They installed the first fax machines in 1958. If the subject is not there, you put an appropriate subject. That depends on the options. The systems can easily be operated by ordinary office staff. The ordinary office staff can easily operate. बस B form हटाना है. Can easily operate the systems. The new software can be mastered easily in a couple of days. One can master or we can master the new software easily in a couple of days. Okay. So guys, ample number of sentences tried out. Rules discussed. PDF will reach you. Watch the recording again and again if active passive voice is a sore area for you. I hope this video has helped you out, guys. Okay, because we're putting in a lot of effort for you when it comes to the Maharashtra CET examinations. अगर आप देखोगे, क्योंकि आप बोल रहे थे आपको और live classes चाहिए, तो Monday, Wednesdays and Fridays, all of us are coming at these timings. Me, Ashish sir and Amit Surana sir to take live classes for you. Please note down the timings. ये कैट का शेड्यूल भी है, एंड ऑल्सो देयर इज अ महाराष्ट्र सीटी का क्रैश कोर्स भी है विच इज लाइव ऑन आवर ऐप. यू कैन एनरोल फॉर इट. सो गाइज, हम आपके मेंटर्स हैं, एंड दीज आर आर कोर्सेज विच आर ऑन ऑफर. यू कैन सब्सक्राइब फॉर द प्लस और प्रो वर्जन. प्रो वर्जन में आपको एक अजॉर्ड फीचर भी मिलता है, स्पेशली व्हेन यू गोइंग फॉर द कैट एग्जामिनेशन, यू हैव द कैट अजॉर्ड फीचर. Yes. So guys, hopefully this video has helped you out. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Do drop your comments in the comment section, and stay active guys. Take care. See you in our live classes soon.